What are the best teams and partners for the new LR Teq Beast Gohan? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We have the brand new LR Teq Beast Gohan, and in this video, picking up from our complete unit guide. Hope you guys have had time to check that out. We'll link it in the description down below. We are giving an in-depth overview of the best teams and partners to utilize for the new Beast Gohan. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's start by taking a look at what this guy is doing. Understand his passive so we can understand who it is we want to utilize this character with. He leads movie heroes and connected hope for key 3, 200%, attack defense 170%, with an additional 50% for full power, bottom master and disciple, and earth protecting heroes. His passive skill, quite basic, but it's very powerful. Key 7, attack defense to 350%, 58% damage reduction, guards all attacks, and 58% attack defense and damage reduction 10% for all allies whose name include Piccolo. When activating the active skill or attacking with 18 or more key, he gets 350% attack defense, attacks effective against all types, and launches an additional super attack. For every attack performed, he gets key 2 up to 16. When receiving a normal attack, he counters with tremendous power for 3 turns. Beginning from his 4th turn, he counters with ferocious power. Now, it's important to note that those multipliers are significant. The tremendous power multiplier is a 300% multiplier, while ferocious power is a 400% multiplier. So it basically tells you, right, you want to be holding off, right, for that active skill till you have that ability to utilize the ferocious power, which you pretty much, they will go hand in hand depending on the turn he starts with. Active skill can be activated from the 4th turn from the start of battle. And raises his attack by 580% temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, gets 100% defense for the turn, and gives all allies attacking in the same turn the ability to survive KO attacks for 1 turn, once per character. So, you know, if you have a character who already has that mechanic, like say UI Goku or Kai Goku, they can't proc it twice. So it is a useful ability. It's more useful to allow Gohan to, right, eat a super on his active skill turn, and then focus on the counters, while also knowing that the rest of your characters are very likely going to be safe from death should that happen. Now, this kind of tells you a lot about how you want to build him. He is a counter character designed to go in slot 2. You can tell that by the fact that he doesn't get any offense or defense when receiving an attack. Everything is when he attacks. So that means we want to build our teams and our partners around characters that can help him do that. So if we actually flip on over here to the Dokkan FYI, I will link them in the description. One of my favorite websites for team building, along with the Dokkan stats, who will pull up here in a second. But the Dokkan FYI I really like, just because the layout for understanding who the partners are is very useful. But let's talk about links here, right? Because before we talk about partners, right, we need to understand who his links, what his links are doing. So while he is a Gohan unit, he is a Goku's family unit, right? He does have the all in the family link, right? So being able to keep that active is very helpful for him, as it gives him an additional 20% defense. However, right, he also he is an attacking character, so you do want to kind of prioritize those attacks links, those fierce battles, those end fighters, legendary power, prepared for battle, Saiyan warrior race, and all of these are going to really help him maximize those crit counters, right? With Fierce Battle and Fighter active, you've got 35% extra attack. Legendary Power active gives him another 50%, and Prepared for Battle bumps him up to 55%, with Saiyan Warrior Race bumping him up to 65%. So not a big buff from links, but it is significant enough that, you know, you don't want to be missing out on that 65%. So the question is, right, who do we want to link him with? Well, one obvious answer is the Fizz LR Gohan. They share everything except prepared for battle, so you're only losing out on 5% attack and defense, and honestly, they are great partners. The only issue is neither one of them can slot one, really, except for Beast on his active turn. So, you know, this guy might be more relegated to the floater for Beast Gohan. Now, that's okay though, because he has characters like Kai Goku and AGL Gohan who can easily slot one it for him while providing five of the major links. Now, still losing out on prepared for battle, so that 5% attack and defense, but for the most part, you'll still have everything else. You won't get legendary power from here, so you do lose a little bit of attack linked with the Ultimate Gohan, but like I said, that can be mitigated by having this guy in the third slot. He also links well with characters, right, that you might want to be using to buff him up, like the AGL Super Saiyan Goku from the Goku and Vegeta. These guys who have a potential easy A coming up. He also links well with a bunch of good 4-link partners, characters you might be using often, like Daima Forku, who is a great leader for him, right? The 8th year easy A's, Youth Gohan on the bottom of Western Disciple, real great partner. Teq Daimaku, who is also supporting him because he's on demonic power, right? You've got a lot of decent support characters who link well with him, even like Teq Gogeta, who could slot one for him while providing extra defense on his active skill turn, right? All great partners to link with him. Even when we jump down to his 2 to 3 link partners, right? He's linking well with characters like God Goku, God Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, the 4s, UI Goku, right? These are all great partners for him. Daima Vegeta, even the Frieza side of the Gogeta and Frieza still links pretty well with him, right? Even 3 links with the Bottom Master and Disciple leads, AGL Trunks, AGL Gohan, like all of these are characters are great characters that you will find often on many teams of his, right? Obviously, once we start getting down to 2 links, that's where things get a little tricky, right? You got to be aware of the links here with these guys, right? As you'll probably be running many teams with them. So, right, just best partners are obviously going to be those superhero type characters, like the AGL Gohan, or the Goku's family type characters like Kai Goku, Daima Forku, etc. So with that said, now that we know that these are our types of characters, right, what kind of teams do we want to be running with this guy? So let's actually hop back on over to our game here. We actually have quite a few different teams set up. Some of you guys, if you tune into our live stream, have probably seen a couple of these teams in action. And if you've watched my 55% showcase, we explained a little bit about here. But here, I'm actually going to talk in depth about each of the teams and how each team works. So the first team we have here is his standard superhero team. This one does assume you pull the new Int Piccolo. But basically you want to run it one rotation with Teq Piccolo and Beast, and the other rotation with AGL Gohan and Beast. Teq Piccolo, actually, with the support from Double Beast, can actually hang, right? Especially once he gets his falls below that 30% to get his extra damage reduction, and that's where this guy comes in, right? This Int Piccolo actually allows you to easily fall below that 30%, so you can proc that and keep your Teq Piccolo running at maximum capacity. Another great team for him, if you really want to push that offense of the Beast, is the Daima Forku team, right? Utilizing both the Daima Forku and the Int Super Saiyan 4s to push the offense with that EX Super. You're not going to see anything too much more crazy out of him because he's already getting a huge buff through his passive, but it will bring him up to some pretty significant damage. I've seen him hit 90 to 100 mil with the proper support on this setup. It's a really great setup. You can easily swap in characters, like swap off AGL Gohan for Goma or something if you want some added team protection, since he's already getting 4 links with the Daima Forku, for example. Another good team here, kind of mix and match Realm of Gods with Beast Gohan, is the AGL Movie Heroes God Goku team. This mix and matches both Movie Heroes and Realm of Gods, and honestly works pretty well. keep some rotations pretty safe with the God Goku combos, UI Goku combos, while allowing Beast and the Fizz Gohan to kind of do their thing. If you don't want to use the Fizz Gohan, then I do recommend using AGL Gohan as a better link partner for him instead. Moving on, right? AGL Gohan here. This is actually a pretty decent team. The N Gammas, with all of the support that are coming through this team, can actually work really well. We want him as our lead, just like this. So this team can actually work pretty well here, surprisingly. I tested it out, right? So like the new Cell Max fight, this is a great setup you can run. If you have the Beast Gohan, that would allow you to hit that all types mission. So I wanted to throw this out here. This is a great way to do that all types mission if you don't, if you have the Beast Gohan. Another good team we're probably about to see a lot of people running here is a movie hero centered team. Not so much a superhero centered team, but this will be more once the Birdku Easy A's. We're probably going to see a little something like this to really push both Birdku and Beast Gohan upwards. All right, the way this would basically work is you would have a rotation of Gohan and Beast Gohan together, and Birdku and Beast Gohan together, while sharing 3 links. It'll still be enough. Have the added defense from Gogeta and Frieza on that active skill turn to really push the survivability and allow Beast Gohan to do what he does with his normal attack counters, while having that extra defense supported. Bottom Master and Disciple is another great place to find him. Here you could easily run a setup here with the Gohan and Trunks as lead, with UI Goku and STR Goku on the other rotation, protecting that rotation, while Beast and the Gohans handle things on the other rotation. You'll notice a lot of similar characters, right? Prioritizing those 5 to 6 links, no matter who we're running. Okay, another good team we have here for Daimagoku team. This one is more centered around Festival of Battles, right? So this is a team I would recommend running if you want to try to bring Beast into Festival Battles. He can do very well there because his counters, right? Once you get him going, right, especially with all the added attack buffs that he was getting from every turn, his counters can actually easily melt through some of the later bosses. Okay, another team under the STR Gamma 2 and Piccolo. Not a bad team, but it's more superheroes oriented, very similar to the God Goku team that we showed you a minute ago. Okay, and that's basically it. This isn't an exhaustive list of every single conceivable team you could run with him. There are a few more teams you could run for him, right? For example, right, you know, you have access to things like let's pull up here Pure Saiyans and Demonic Power, right? So you could run a Pure Saiyans Demonic Power team under the Teq Daimagoku with some very similar characters on it, right? If we were to just put this together, for example, here, we would probably run something like this. Daimaforku, Goma, where are they, right? I would probably, if I were to run double, I would probably run something like oh, what the heck, where is STR? There he is. Yeah, so maybe something like this, right? So like I said, not an exhaustive list. It is just an example of some teams you can run that he will work out well. If you don't have the Gohan, I do recommend running a team like maybe a team like this, for example, but swap out them for the STR superheroes. I would run a more superhero variant because that'll allow you to easily utilize them, right? So run something like okay, well, actually we want AGL, right? So Gohan, and then your Gammas, and then you would run a friend's Beast Gohan, right? That would be the easiest way to run them if you didn't have them. So Guys, that is it for our video. That is just some of the recommended teams that you can run to utilize this guy at his maximum potential. Remember, he is a slot 2 unit, right? You need him to maximize his damage in slot 2. He can cover slot 1 in some emergencies. It's very risk reward, right? If he can eat a normal first, most of the supers he can tank upwards, up to like, almost 15 mil supers if he hits that normal first. But if he doesn't, you could be a little tricky for him. So you want to, it's very risk reward, right? I would avoid putting him in slot 1 and focus on maximizing links through whoever is his slot 1 in slot 2 until you're ready to do that active skill turn. So guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know what are the teams you enjoy running for this new Beast Gohan. Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.